In this video, we are going to talk about 7 signs you are healing your fearful avoidant attachment style. I am Pauline and I am so happy you are here because healing the fearful avoidant attachment style, it's not easy. It's not easy. It might even be the hardest one to heal out of all the attachment styles. And it is a journey. And on that journey, you will have moments where you doubt yourself, where you feel like you are not making any progress, where you relapse and you're like, I'm just back to square one. I'm not even really progressing at all. That's not true. But it does really help to kind of know what the signs are that you are healing, that you are going in that right direction. So I hope these 7 signs are like little guideposts along your journey that hopefully illuminate the way a little bit for you. So the first one is the highs and lows aren't as high and low anymore. And very important, you don't mind. So the fearful avoidant attachment style, one of the characteristics is the highs and lows, the push and pull, but the highs and lows of the emotional roller coaster, really. So one moment you feel good, you might even feel great, and the next moment you like have this crash and you just don't know where it came from. And in a way, you're actually kind of addicted to those highs and lows. Your body is addicted to that cocktail of hormones that releases when you get the high of approval and when you get the low of being rejected. And for the fearful avoidant, that causes so much emotional turmoil. And even though it's so exhausting and you probably a lot of times are like, I don't ever want to have this again, it can be that you're actually quite addicted to it. So not really having those highs and lows anymore is progress. But the moment you don't really mind that you don't have them anymore, now that's real progress. That's super good. You just can relax in the stability and in the safety of a healthy relationship. That's the moment you don't mind anymore that the highs and lows are not there, because you allow the really nourishing that a healthy relationship, the nourishment that a healthy relationship can provide. You really allow that in, and that's huge. That's a huge step to take for a fearful avoidant. And as long as you're still in that fear mode where your fear system is just really activated, it's really hard to allow that nourishment and love and support in a consistent and stable manner. I sometimes compare it to when you don't know any better, you search for those highs and lows because it kind of gives you a feeling of what kind of resembles love. So when you get that high of approval, it kind of feels like you are loved. But that's the same as trying to light a match every time you're actually cold and want warmth. So you get a little fire, and it's like, it can be quite a thing, like when you light a match, it goes but then it just fizzles out really quickly, and you have to strike another match and another match and another match. And a healthy, stable relationship, when you are able to allow it, it feels like a fire, like not a campfire, but like, what's that called in your house? I just completely lost the word. But it's not only like just cozy, it's also so warming, and just every now and then you throw on a lump of wood and it just keeps going, and it's just so nourishing. So that's kind of like maybe a silly comparison I make that actually helped me to keep going in that direction of like the fireplace. There you go. Going in the direction of the fire in the fireplace. So that was the first one. The second one is you start trusting yourself more. This one is huge. This one is so huge. And I don't think I realized I think people told me like, oh, you just have to trust yourself that you will figure it out and that it'll all come together. And I was like, no, how can you say that? I need 100% certainty. I need full control. um, but the reason you want that full control and you want that certainty is, in a way, because you don't trust yourself. You don't trust that you have the skills, you have the ability to do what it takes um, to invest in a relationship, to make that relationship just beautiful and loving and caring consistently. You don't trust that you are worthy of love, even when you don't do anything for it or don't perform. You are worthy of love. So that's why you want that 100% certainty, is because you don't trust yourself and you feel like, when I have that certainty right now in this moment, then it won't be taken away, because you don't trust that love is there for you. You don't trust that you are actually good enough and that you also have the skills and the ability and the charm and the wit to build bonds with people, not just in a relationship, but maybe also with other people. Because sometimes I feel like the fearful avoidant, especially when this also flows over into friendships, you try to like get everything out of that one relationship, and that's where you completely focus on. But as soon as you are able to like build relationships, friendships, and bonds with other people, and you allow yourself to feel supported in that, then the pressure is off your main relationship, romantic relationship. So a lot of that has to do with trusting yourself, and also in this process, trusting that you can heal, trusting that you will be able to figure out the steps towards a secure attachment, the steps towards a very healthy relationship, and actually enjoying that. So trust is a really big thing, and in a way, you're so scared to do that, almost as if it doesn't matter if you trust yourself, um, as if that has no merit at all. But you are actually quite amazing. Did you know that? The fact that you are here, the fact that you are watching this video, it means that you are on your way to healing. And that means that you are a badass, because this attachment style is not for the weak-minded. It's very much for the warriors. And I don't want you to feel the pressure of that, but it's just true. The fact that you are here means that you are so much stronger and so much more capable than you think. And all those coping mechanisms that you developed when you were younger, those are skills. And they might hinder you in a way now, but they will aid you and help you as you heal more. It really is possible. So you can start trusting yourself right now, as you are right now. You don't have to do like an Olympian deed just to be able to trust yourself. You are already so much more capable than you think you are. The third one is, you know it is safe to feel powerful. This is also a huge one, because it's so weird. As a fearful avoidant, you feel like you have to be powerful, but then at the same time, it doesn't feel safe to be powerful. So being weak is not accepted, is not a good thing. You will get rejected and abandoned. But feeling powerful, trusting yourself, believing in yourself, it can feel like it's arrogant, or like that, yeah, it's just not safe to feel powerful, because what if you fail? What if something happens? What if you take responsibility and you do it wrong? So it doesn't feel safe to feel powerful, and this is a way we keep ourselves so small, and that can actually stand in the way of you healing the fearful avoidant attachment style. And I remember this was so painful for me to kind of like expand that box of being so small and keeping myself so small. Like breaking out of that, I was so incredibly scared that people would hate me or something really bad would happen. In a way, it just felt so much easier to feel dependent on my partner or on other people, as if that was the only way to be safe and survive. So as soon as you know and you can feel that it is safe to feel powerful, you know you are on your way, because the more powerful you allow yourself to feel, because you are powerful, without a doubt, you are powerful right now, as you are right now. But allowing yourself to feel that way, the more you do that, the faster you will heal. So it's like a flywheel. Don't force yourself to feel powerful right now. But the more you allow that feeling to be there, the more you will feel that it's safe, the more you will be able to feel powerful, and the more powerful you feel, the easier the healing will be. So yeah, as soon as you start feeling a little bit more powerful, you know you're on the right track. The fourth one, which is just as important, and it almost seems like it's an opposite in a way. That's funny, but you are able to give yourself grace. I love the concept of grace. I love the word grace. Grace, there is no good Dutch translation for it, so it's good that this is in English. But you are able to allow yourself to make mistakes, to allow yourself to not be perfect, to allow yourself to be kind to yourself, and not do everything right the first time, the second time. Yeah, you just allow yourself to feel to to be compassionate towards yourself. I think the fearful avoidant attachment style, out of all of the attachment styles, is the hardest and the most critical of themselves, because it was so unsafe to make mistakes, to not be perfect, that you can be really, really hard on yourself. And giving yourself grace and being self-compassionate is like sometimes a foreign concept, but dang, if you do it, if you are able to give yourself grace and be compassionate towards yourself, you are on your way. You are definitely on your way. And it will help you so much. So, so, so much. You feel, the fifth one, you feel more comfortable with being vulnerable. Oh my gosh. Depending on where you are in your healing journey, if you're like right at the beginning, feeling vulnerable might feel like a death sentence. It might feel like the more vulnerable I am, the more people can hurt me. So I'm not doing that. I am not going to do that. And I can vividly remember how it felt to be vulnerable. It was like a numbed panic attack constantly. Like if I would be vulnerable, I just completely kind of assumed that my now husband, then boyfriend, would think I was dumb or silly, or would just start laughing, or would get angry with me for being vulnerable, or he would use it against me later on. And that's just, first of all, that's so sad. I feel the sadness coming up. It's so sad if you're in that situation, because being vulnerable is like the most beautiful thing to give yourself, but also to give your partner. And the fact that people, whoever those people were in your past, could not accept that gift for whatever reason has nothing to do with you, your worth, or the fact that being vulnerable is a beautiful thing. It really is the basis of healing. It is the basis of a healthy relationship. So allowing yourself to be vulnerable, or sometimes even like not forcing, I don't like the word forcing, but like inviting yourself to be vulnerable, even if it's just a little bit more, can really help you to see that it's actually safe with the right people. And you have a choice in who you are vulnerable with, and not everybody deserves that from you. So you choose who feels safe enough, who kind of like showed you that they are worthy of that vulnerability, who are people who are understanding and kind and would not judge you for anything. So you don't have to be vulnerable with everybody. Absolutely not. You can choose who you let into your vulnerability circle. The sixth one is you accept that you are human. It sounds so silly, but it's such a powerful thing, because as soon as you accept that you are just human, and humans make mistakes. They are not perfect. Nobody is perfect. And all those people in the world that are so very loved and have the most amazing relationships, they are human too. They are not some perfect beings that just do not ever make mistakes. They do make mistakes, so much more than you think. So just allowing yourself to be human is such a big thing, and not just mistakes. Part of being human is also having really weird thoughts and really crazy and sometimes scary thoughts. And that's just what everybody has, but you can either give that a lot of power and attention or not. And the people that are like really happy and really mentally healthy just don't give attention to that. They know that they are not their thoughts, and that having weird thoughts is just not, it's normal, it's human. Also, feeling is very human. So the fearful avoidants have this tendency to not want to feel a bunch of things, and then they really do want to feel a bunch of other things. And I remember when I was with my therapist and I said, well, I just want to feel like zen or like enlightened. And she said, well, what do you think that looks like? What does that feel like? And I said, well, then I just feel peace and happiness. And she said, I think being zen is more being okay with whatever feeling is coming up. And I remember getting angry almost and like stomping out of that session. Like, no, I am not gonna feel negative feelings. I am gonna find a way around it. Guess what? That was 10 years ago. I did not find a way around it. It really is true that you cannot control your emotions. You can influence them by what you choose to think about or what you choose to focus on, but you cannot control them. You cannot control that you will not feel sadness. You will not feel anger. You will not feel despair. You will feel negative feelings, and that is human. That is all right. Your body is made for that. It can handle that very well if you don't repress it or suppress it. What is the difference between those? It can handle all of that without you even doing anything or even trying. So accepting that you're human, accepting that you have flaws, and accepting the fact that everybody has that, and you are still so loved and able to be loved. If you can accept that, if you can see that, and just allow yourself to be human, that's such a big step. That is such a big step. You do not have to be perfect. And no, you are not an exception. You are not an exception. So the last one is you don't expect your partner to save you or be perfect. And this is such a hard thing because you feel so powerless. You feel so hopeless at times. You just want somebody to save you. You just want somebody to do the work for you. And that is so understandable. It is so understandable. And yet I wish it could happen like that somebody could save you, and they can't. And in a way it's good. I mean, it sucks, but it's good. It really sucks, but it's also good because if somebody else were able to save you and you weren't, you would give all your power away. And you have that power. You're scared of that power, but you have that power to save yourself, to be your own knight in shining armor. And putting that kind of expectations on that kind of expectation on our partner is also putting a lot of pressure and stress pressure and stress on your partner and also on your relationship, because you will be so disappointed every time your partner isn't able to save you, which is always. So it doesn't help, it doesn't work, and it can actually cause resentment and rage, which doesn't help create a loving relationship. And part of the reason, or actually a consequence of why we want to be saved, is that you want your partner to be perfect, because if he or she is not perfect, they won't be able to save you. If he or she has flaws, then they might not have the space to save you. So what you might notice is that you just kind of get annoyed when your partner has emotions, or when your partner has clearly has some flaws. You just don't want to accept that, because you have to be safe and your partner has to save you, not the other way around. And again, this is so understandable. I do not want you to be hard on yourself because of this. But your partner is human, just like you. And the more you accept that from yourself, the more you will be able to accept that from your partner. And the more you will be able to heal yourself, the more space you will have for the humanness of your partner also. And that makes it a very healthy and two-way sided relationship. So your partner doesn't have to be perfect, and he or she doesn't have to save you. You can do this, and that is the absolute best way, because the confidence you will get out of that is priceless, is absolutely priceless. All right, so those were the 7 signs you are healing your fearful avoidant attachment style. I really hope these kind of like were little light bulbs, or helped you in any way to feel like, oh, maybe I'm on the right track, or oh, that's what I should move towards when I do feel more vulnerable, or when I do feel more powerful. I'm actually on the right track, and it can help you to like actually pull towards that. So I really do hope it helped you. If you want to know more, you can find more videos, maybe around here, or in the description below, about how to heal the fearful avoidant attachment style. What I found hardest about healing the fearful avoidant attachment style, just to kind of like shine a light on the healing journey, because that might actually help you a lot in healing this tricky attachment style. But it is so doable, and you absolutely have everything in you to heal it. Right. So happy you're here.